How's it going? My name is Mike Harper. This is Harper Explores, and today we are exploring the K-Swiss Si-18, one of the flagship sneakers from K-Swiss. So without further ado, let's get into the shoe. Hey, so the purpose of this video is to show you around the Si-18, give you a bit of its history, show you what it looks like, the drawings of how it was designed and made, give you some of the patent information like the Cinch System, and also give you some help on kind of how to understand the Si-18 and what it's all about and where it came from. So 2014, K-Swiss decided to bring back the shoe that it brought out back in the late 80s. In 2014, K-Swiss wasn't doing great, but they knew they had something in an older shoe that had come out in the late 80s. So just to kind of give you an idea of where K-Swiss is at that time, it wasn't doing great, but they had some great shoes that were in their lineup from the late 80s. So they redesigned a shoe in 2014, brought this guy by the name of Diplo in to kind of conjure up some business, did a redesign of the original K-Swiss shoe, and the Si-18 becomes what it is today. So as you're looking at this shoe, I'm just going to give you a quick history. From 1966 to 1986, K-Swiss only made one shoe, and that was called the Classic. And then for 3 years, they had the Stad from 1986 to 1989. In 1989, they brought out the Si-18 International, and it was born just like this. Blue, white, and red with the K-Swiss on the side, the Si-18 on the side, and the 4 flags from the Grand Slam Nationals. The 4 flags are the Australian, French, UK, and US flags. And those are the 4 countries that house the Grand Slam. So this shoe won a prestigious award in 1993, the Footwear News Shoe of the Year. And what that did was make K-Swiss one of the top brands in 1993. And not only did they win Shoe of the Year, but in 1990, K-Swiss was the Shoe Company of the Year. So this great company between 1990 and 1993 was at the top of its game in the tennis industry and also in streetwear. The one thing that made this shoe so special was the Cinch System, which is basically, as you see on the side of the shoe, the laces went all the way down to the edge of the foot and really held the foot in tight, because when you're playing tennis, you're going back and forth, left to right, and putting a lot of stress and strain on the shoe, and you want it to hold to your foot as tightly as possible. So that Cinch System was very, very important, and it was a patent that K-Swiss applied for and got in the design of the Si-18 in its original form in 1989. Some other great features of the shoe are metal D-rings and a perforated all-leather body. Also pretty unique is the 3-color sole, which you didn't see back in these days. Most soles were either gum soles or vulcanized gum sole like Vans or Converse back in this time. So this Heritage shoe was brought back in 2014, and it doesn't really say anywhere that I can find when they stopped making this shoe after 1992 or 1993, but for that 10-year period somewhere in there, they stopped making this Heritage International colorway. But after 2014, K-Swiss got really smart, and they started collaborating with other brands and other companies, making a bunch of different colorways out on the market. We're basically a big shield that was stitched on the side. This is the XL shield version of the Heritage, and you'll notice that it is completely embroidered on the side of the shoe. This particular shoe did come out in 2018 and is one of the original colorways, the Heritage colorway, but just has this huge XL shield on the side of the shoe. And honestly, this shoe is not too hard to find. If you look hard enough, you can find this shoe still available on online retailers, and is actually a great version that I really like. In fact, it's one of my favorite. So this next colorway is one that also came out in 2019. This features brass D-rings, white perforated leather, and if you'll notice on the back heel tab, along with this green accent on the front, is made out of suede. So it actually has a suede rear heel cap, but still retains the same 4 flags from the original K-Swiss Heritage. Not a huge deviation from the original Heritage International, but a really good example of the Si-18, one of the flagship shoes of K-Swiss. You notice something a little bit different on the soles of the shoe too. They have kind of a cream or gray color on the bottom of the shoe, and then a sort of black color on the lettering, along with orange and green on the sole instead of the original blue and red. Alright, so this is one of my favorite shoes in my collection. This was a collaboration between Anwar Carrots and K-Swiss. One thing you will notice on the back of this shoe is that the flags are a little bit different. The US Virgin Islands, Nigerian, the United States, and Japanese flags are all characteristics of Anwar Carrots' design and his family. So the Virgin Islands is from his dad, the Nigerian from his mom, the USA from him, and Japan is his favorite country. One of the things that I love about this shoe is that Anwar Carrots' colors, the orange and the blue, are characteristic colors in his designs, and he kept those going throughout his shoe. This collaboration debuted in September of 2018 and was a great seller for not only K-Swiss, but also the third collaboration between K-Swiss and Anwar Carrots. The first two shoes were the Classic 66 and an upgraded antiqued all-white leather. One of them had an orange insole and the other one had a dark blue, almost black insole on the inside. So they carried those same colors into the Si-18 and such a great shoe. I really like the brass D-rings on this model. The soles on these shoes are just absolutely amazing. I love this orange and blue with the white background. And if you look really carefully inside the shoe as it comes around, you'll see the Carrots logo on the insole. Okay, so the next shoe in my collection is this green and white with orange accent version. Now this is not a collaboration, it's just another colorway of the shoe, but once again, I love the brass D-rings. I like the gold embossed logo, the Si-18 logo, the green and white soles. And you'll notice on the tongue and on the back of the shoe, the colors of the flags have stayed the same even though the shoe color has completely changed. Alright, so this is the next colorway in my collection. This is a black, white, red, and blue version of the Si-18. Very good, clean, classic look. Really easy to wear and wear it with shorts. It's just a great all-around shoe. I wear these a lot. The one big difference that you'll notice in this particular shoe is the tongue. If you'll notice the top of the tongue, that it is a black tab instead of a white one. This is the only shoe that I have that has any other color besides a white tag. Notice on the sole of this shoe is it doesn't have any red on the sole of the shoe. Usually there's 3 colors on the bottom of the shoe. This particular one only has black and white on the bottom with the black insole. Notice the tongue tag again. Alright, on to the next shoe in my collection. Something really different about this bright blue and orange colorway with the neon D-rings is you will notice something with the leather heel tabs on the back, but you also see on the top that's all suede. Also behind the 5 stripes of the K-Swiss logo is all suede, which is something a little bit different. Also, this shoe does have a gum sole, same perforated tongue, same coloring all the way around except for the suede and the gum sole, for the most part, make this shoe very different, very interesting, and one of my favorite colorways. The gum soles on these are really nice, and I'm a huge sucker for gum soles. Something you can see a little better is the orange eyelets at the top, but one of my favorite shoes, one of the favorite colorways in the Si-18 that I own, blue insoles, really great looking shoe. This is the Ghostbusters version of the Si-18. Now this was a collaboration between the Ghostbusters and K-Swiss for the anniversary of the Ghostbusters movie. They did a release of this particular shoe at an event in Los Angeles, and at that event they had some special boxes for this shoe, and I don't have a picture of the box here. I do have my shoes in the closet, but they are signed and I want to keep the box in good shape, but here's some great pictures. So GB84 was 1984, which was the year that the movie came out. And on the heel tab, you'll see the Ghostbusters logo on the back of the shoe here. Instead of the 4 flags for the Si-18, you get to see the Ghostbusters logo. So as we move along from this shoe, mostly everything else that you'll see here are pictures that I found on the internet of amazing collaborations that K-Swiss has done with other companies. Or like this next shoe, just a different colorway that K-Swiss did. This is a black and white with red accent. This was actually a pretty cool shoe that came out in the rebirth in the 2014. K-Swiss also did a high top in this red winterized boot, which is a pretty interesting shoe. The next one is basically a black version of the same exact shoe. Nice high top, lots of winterizing. Now, some of these shoes carried the Si-18 logo, but weren't actually Si-18s just like the international version. They carried the Si-18 kind of as a technology. Some other companies use it like a technology logo, and the Si-18 is something that carried on throughout the years. Some of these older shoes with the perforated insoles, and then you'll see some really funky colors. Now, when you see these really odd colorways, a lot of these were collaborations between specialty brands or specialty shoes, and this was a very interesting color here. There were some snakeskin Si-18s that came out, some collaborations between boutiques. A lot of these collaborations really went unnoticed and nobody really knew about them. Some were done with Atmos. This was a high top that was done with Atmos, a low top that was done with Atmos. Also a full-on Si-18 in bright pink that was done with Atmos. That was later done in Japan. Pink suede in the back. Really nice designs, but a lot of them went unnoticed, which if they came out today would actually be super popular shoes. This is also another collaboration from Capsule, which is orange and green with a suede front. Really interesting shoe, really cool colorway. This is actually one I have in my collection right here, a super rare shoe. This was done by a company down in Los Angeles that's no longer in business anymore. And this is Soul, which was a shoe boutique brand. These are all black patent leather with purple stripes and a red tongue. But it still carried on the tradition of the Si-18, and its overall look is amazing, just like the Si-18 is today. Just some very interesting color and a very unique shoe. This is the only pair that I've ever seen, and I snapped it up as soon as I found it, and the guy that sold it to me was excited to hear that they were coming into a great home and would be shown off to people because he thought they were pretty cool himself. What I really like about this shoe and a lot of the things that were done with the Si-18 with these boutiques, where they were able to pick out basically anything that they wanted to do, but the changes were in colors and materials, and I really like that. So here we are back to the 2014 original set. This is the 2014 Si-18 that K-Swiss brought out. They took the old design, made a new design, took the old original artwork, took a lot of the same design pieces, updated the materials, took the DR cinch, put that all together, made the old shoe a new one, and then came out with a bunch of new colorways. A bunch of colorways that you'll see here that everybody likes. Now here's a shoe that's from the original pack that I'd really like to get my hands on. It's a shoe that came from the original 2014 Heritage pack, and it is sold out, and I haven't seen a pair. I think everybody wore them because they liked them so much. Okay, now this picture, I really want you to train your eyes on these three colors. They're a all monochrome color of red, white, and gray. Now all three of these Racquet Club version, and what K-Swiss did was they took their original Si-18 design and they upped the quality of the leather, made a monochrome design on it, and also changed to this little country club logo that you'll see where the shield was on the side of the shoe. Now they came in a red and a blue here in the United States. This white one was a women's version, and I am very pleased to be able to get my hands on both the red and the blue version of this Si-18. So this Racquet Club version of the Si-18s aren't necessarily rare, but it was something that K-Swiss tried upping the quality of the leather, tried to make a laser etched logos on the back or the flags on the back, laser etched Si-18 instead of putting different colors on them. And this is really popular in the design of the shoes back in this particular era. A really cool monochrome all blue with a white sole, no color up the side, no bunch of colors on the soles, and with the laser etching, it kept with that monochrome look all over the shoe. Very much the same thing with the dark burgundy version. Well, that's just about it for my collection. Thank you guys so much for staying with me to the end of this video. I'll give you a little bit of bonus at the end. Just a real quick recap on all these Si-18s I have in my collection that I was able to put on the turntable, take a few pictures and video for you. I appreciate your time. I know it's super valuable, and please like and subscribe to Harper Explores. One more quick shot of this Si-18. I'm going to show you a couple of versions of the Si-18 that you probably have seen recently. In 2018, K-Swiss tried to update the current version of the Si-18 to this. This is the Si 2018. This is a full sock liner shoe. So there's no leather on the outside. This is like a Yeezy. You know, it's got a sock liner outside, a mesh, complete mesh shoe. And the design was designed around the original Si-18. In fact, the 4 flags are inside the shoe. So if you look at the shoe on the top left-hand corner, you'll see the 4 flags on the insole of the shoe. They also designed this 2018 Fusion, which is a mesh between the leather and full mesh version of the 2018. This is called the Si 2018 Fusion. Comes in white and in this almost black called Magnet. And of course the Si 2018 came in black, which is a classic black. The Si-18 also in white. This is the Malibu colorway. A great everyday shoe, but also great for going to the beach and playing a little volleyball. Well, that's it. You did it. The longest video I've ever made. Please leave a comment if you see something that I got wrong, or if you want to just comment about a colorway that you have that you didn't see on the video. Please let me know, and I will add it and re-upload this video. Thanks a lot for your time. My name is Mike Harper, Harper Explores.